So Scotland are batting first.
They look a much stronger outfit today, Wayno.
We've got Fraser Watts open the bat. He's played international cricket for Scotland, so it'll be interesting to see how he goes today, and can he add some firepower to the Scottish batting lineup.
Well, there's a little half chance there. Fraser Watts has gone for the first ball there off KB. And it's flew down to Vahab here in third man. He's picked it up very well on the bounce there.
I think he had the gloves on yesterday. They've made a change. They've brought in Bridge. There's two brothers playing in the side. One's an off-spinner, one's a keeper.
Well, Scotland it's a completely new opening pairway now. This is Rory Johnston. He's a player from Forfarshire. He's been sent down. He's part of the Scotland development team, just so people have got a bit of a background, and very kindly sponsored by Cricket Scotland for him to be down here.
Oh, that's a great shot.
Can see why Scotland have got a vested interest in this one, Wayne. What a shot that was.
Elegant. Very elegant.
But fantastic to see Cricket Scotland supporting a young player like this being able to play in a competition like this.
I've heard big things about him.
Well, this is a much better start already for Scotland. They really struggled early on.
So KB the bowler. Oh, that's a slow ball bouncer. His foot got stuck in the wicket there, and the umpire signals one for the over.
So what are actually the rules for bouncers? Is there just one allowed in every over?
Yeah, same as traditional cricket. Obviously, if the umpire feels it's above head out, he could call a wide. I think that is just below the regulation there. That's a wide.
KB just taking a little bit of time to settle here. He came in and smashed the ball everywhere, striking over 300 yesterday. 300 strike rate. Hopefully looking to do it with the ball here.
So that was 5 wides. That's just come racing past us in the commentary box here into the chairman's house. It's disturbed Chris Fleet's flower bed there. And Lee Dixon, the commentator, is going to fetch the ball. So Johnston, for those of you who don't know, in LMS cricket, wides go to the batsman. So he's off to a flyer, 15 or 5. When you get to 50 in LMS cricket, you retire. So we know a lot of people are going to be watching this game from India. We had 80,000 hits on the Pakistan-India game yesterday. We'll take some beats in that stick figure at a reach of 290,000 people. So Sports Wiki, the media partner from India, they will be sharing these games across all their platforms. So all the Sports Wiki viewers, we welcome you to the broadcast.
So keep it up to the stumps here, Wayno. And it's Dwidge.
The brothers combination. Well, the two brothers thought those out, but no one else.
Massive appeal for a run out on the back pitch there, Wayne.
It's all happening here at the Boughton Cricket Club.
Fraser Watts just pushes it into the offside here. He's looking for a second. Dwidge moves brilliantly well. He saw that Captain Coley was maybe going to be a little bit slow off the blocks there. He's got a big area to cover, the captain. And Dwidge did the job there, keeping it to a single.
Now there's an exciting addition to the Indian team today. Lee, can you talk us through the change that India brought into this game?
Well, it's fantastic news for this tournament. It's ex-Test great player Wasim Jaffer.
Where's he fielding? He's out at mid-off, isn't he?
Just going to have a little note. Yeah, he is, yeah. I've been lucky enough to play against Wasim on a couple of occasions where he's been professional in the Liverpool competition. And he's just something else. He's a fantastic player. I'm really looking forward to seeing him in the second innings. So elegant, hits the ball very, very big. and I'm sure the Indian lads are delighted to have that little bit of extra quality added to the batting.
Well, Wasim Jaffer is going to bring a lot of experience to this outfit.
It must just be absolutely fantastic for these Indian players, though. You know what, the Indian Test players are like rock stars in their country. Like the footballers in England, I know obviously the cricketers are very famous too, but you know, the likes of Virat Kohli, Dhoni get millions and millions of pounds in endorsements, have millions and millions of followers. And back when Wasim Jaffer was playing in the Test team, which wasn't that long ago, he was playing with all these great players as well, and he was certainly one of those guys. And I know that speaking to some of the Indian guys before the game, they were just absolutely delighted to have his knowledge and have some photos taken before the game.
Oh, Wasim Jaffer, he's fielding at a deep mid-off, and he's almost on pitch 2, where South Africa are taking on Singapore. Fraser Watts, international player himself. He's played a number of ODIs for Scotland. Oh, that's what happened there. The bowlers just had an injury. The bowlers cramping up here. KB. And as we have a break here, there's a wicket on pitch 2. The South African game. South Africa versus Singapore on pitch 2.
And it's a key one as well. Well, you know, that's Vineet. He would have retired, but he's been run out by Webster, which actually means Manpreet Singh will be batting as the last man standing here. He has 1 ball short of 2 overs to get 20 runs on his own.
Well, this is going to be an interesting. Obviously, we're watching the LMS Scotland versus LMS India game, and I'm sure the viewers out there will be understanding why we cross over every now and then to pitch 2, because there we're going to have a very exciting finish. South Africa, one of the favourites for this tournament, but after yesterday, Singapore have gone up in their value, and Manpreet Singh, he's been one of the star players of this tournament already. He's their captain. He's on his own though, so he's going to have to do it. How much does he need in this?
Just 20 more runs in 9 balls. But he's been hitting it superbly well, and obviously he knows he's got the opportunity for that home run at the end as well.
So last man stands. When the 7th wicket falls, he bats on his own. And this is Jay Beattie on the far side, coming in, left-arm bowler, likes to swing the ball into his pads. As we watch this delivery. Oh, and Manpreet square of the wicket.
So Wasim Jaffer's come on here to bowl, as the pictures will come back to the first pitch here at Chester Boughton Hall. Just to give you an example here of the kind of legend that Wasim Jaffer is, he scored over 18,000 first-class runs at an average of 50. A top score of 314 not out. Now that is something else, Wayne.
You know what? I've seen him obviously play on TV, but I've never watched him live. It could be run out. And Fraser Watts putting in the long strides in there, and then he's eventually home safely.
I get this. This game's really going to heat up as the game goes on. It must be quite difficult for the players, because I'll be totally honest with the viewers at home. There's 80% of the ground have just turned to watch the last over of the Singapore and the South Africa game. There's a fantastic atmosphere building there, as Watts just punches it down the ground. A little half chance to Wasim Jaffer there, but just out of his reach here.
I like these sunglasses that Wasim Jaffer's got on, yeah. This looks slick.
I'm sure they'll make it into the LMS club shop at some point, Wayno. But I think quite a lot of the teams may actually have learned just a little bit from what Wales did. As Manpreet Singh on the back pitch hits another six.
Oh, this is exciting finish on his own there. How much is needed to win there, Lee? You've got the live scorecard there.
Trying my best here to keep up with all the different games. He's on 61 not out off 38 balls. And this is quite unbelievable stuff here. They need just 10 runs off 6 balls to turn over the might of South Africa.
Yeah, so obviously we're going to try and cover both games, yeah.
Oh, we've got a new angle there as well.
New angle. This is going to be exciting, yeah. Jay Beatty, all the way from Pretoria. Dot ball. It's the last over. 10 runs to win.
This is going to be some really skillful production work from our team in the unit here, trying to track 2 games at once.
But Quippy TV on outstanding production. You know, they know what they're doing, yes, sir. They're giving us great footage of both games.
Well, Watts just punched one down the ground there from Dwidge. He bowled really well yesterday, Dwidge, and it must be nice to have his brother behind the stumps there, wearing the number 100. That's it. Yeah, a little cut shot there.
So, Dwidge, the bowler, his brother's got number 100 on his back. He was rested yesterday. He's coming to the side. Good left-hand batsman.
That's a lovely shot from Watts, isn't it? He's probably not got full value for that. He's hit that straight to the fielder.
And he's pushing the 2. This is great running from Watts. He just noticed the slip.
Now the Indian team, definitely from yesterday, Wayne, needed to improve in the field. That was key.
And as we look here, the first ball of the last over, he's just picked up 2. Little push off his pads. Van Wyk, the bowler. Cameron Fry got injured earlier there. So we.
Oh yes, that's the quality that the Scottish team certainly missed yesterday, Wayne.
Fraser Watts going big there. But we're staying on pitch 2 here. 4 balls to go. Van Wyk, Manpreet Singh, last man stands. Where's that gone? It's up! It's up and it's over. It's 6.
6 more for Manpreet Singh. As Watts just pushes it down to long off. I'm really sorry for any of the Indian and Scottish viewers.
We'll come back to this game. You can't blame that. They need 2 to win off 3 balls. But remember, you can't push any singles. So we'll see at the close of this innings. So all the viewers tune in for the India-Scotland game. We'll be back shortly to this game. Still at least
3 to win on that back pitch. 3 to win. Manpreet Singh, 69 not out of 41 balls.
The captain of LMS Singapore.
Following on from 4 overs, 2 for 16. What a start to the tournament this lad's had.
Has he done it?
He's pushed it into the
crowd
it's
shouting
gone for 4.
Singapore have won. LMS Singapore, what's happening there? LMS Singapore celebrate. Manpreet Singh, what an upset. They've run onto the field.
That's great scenes, that, isn't it, Wayne?
Unbelievable scenes.
And that just opens up that group up so much with that result.
That's an incredible result. Incredible player, Manpreet Singh. So well done to LMS Singapore. Unlucky to LMS South Africa. Singapore now unbeaten.
I think that may have just gone a fraction finer. The man's come round again. Good slide and stop, and in it comes.
So we'll stay on this field now. We're into the second over we're into the third over of Jaffer.
Jaffer comes in again. Watts just works it into the leg side for a single. I'm sure this Manpreet Singh, who's just led his side to a victory, the Singapore team are huddled in the middle of pitch 2 there. He's going to get an amazing reception coming back into a packed Chester pavilion there.
So this is great bowling from Jaffer. Have we seen a look at Wasim Jaffer's international bowling figures? I know he's more renowned for his batting, but does he have any international wickets, test wickets, any ODI wickets?
Well, I know he's been known to bowl a few overs over time. I wouldn't say he's necessarily known for taking wickets. He's got 2 in test cricket and 2 in first class cricket, Wayne, so 4 wickets. But as with a lot of these professionals, they spend all the time bowling at other great players, so when they step out of first class cricket, you can be a really handy bowler.
Talking of international cricketers, Fraser Watson struck. Played a one to offside, that's going to be 4.
This is a really, really good start from Scotland. You go back to yesterday, they had the heart of the top order ripped out by Adil Hussein's vicious opening spell, but they seem a lot more confident here playing in the middle of the afternoon. Watts and Johnston have really settled into the work, and it's 46 to score at the moment, going on to 47. Watts 27 off 16 and Johnston 20 off 11.
It's a day of the bowler. Just dragging that one down.
Nice start from the keeper here, Wayne. I think he obviously they've looked to make a small change to the keeper from yesterday, and I think a few of the sides have started to realise on this front pitch that the keeper's got a real key role.
I'm very surprised they left him out. He's an accomplished batsman as well. Doesn't maybe have the firepower of some of the other guys, but he can hold the innings together. Left-hander as well, so gives them something a little bit different in their batting as well.
Anurag just looking to go wicket to wicket here. Not quite got his execution right there as the keeper skips across and takes the ball as the umpire singles the wide.
It's pushed out by Watts. On Wasim Jaffer. Great commitment there.
It's really good to see these marquee players putting the bodies on the line, Wayne. That's exactly what the players of their countries want to see. They're not here just to make the numbers up, they're here to make a real difference and inspire those cricketers.
Yeah, so Wasim Jaffer leading from the front there, showing the guys he's prepared to dive around. Hopefully the rest of the Indian fielders will be uplifted by that.
Was it on the first day or the first match? Yeah.
The Scottish team will be a lot happier with this. They'll be looking to post a score in the region of 160, I think.
Yeah, minimum.
As that's been punched off the back foot by Rory Johnston.
Ooh.
Into the outfit. Oh dear. Just as we've been praising the improvement in the Indian field, the ball's just ran through the fielder at long off and gone for the boundary.
Well bowled, well bowled. A little turn and bounce there.
Plenty of purchase there for Vahab. As the ball's punched out it towards point. We're going to come back for 2. They've decided against it. It's a good bit of fielding out there.
So Baba Singh, leg spinner. Well, 3 balls for 5 runs. That's a quicker one on. Oh, that's classy shot from Watt. He's taking that off middle stump.
He's been very, very clever of how he's put this innings together so far, Wayne. Just manoeuvring the ball around the ground. I think he's obviously watched Marcus North in the Australia game. North batted exceptionally well by just manoeuvring the ball around the field, taking very few risks.
And that's going to be 4 more. Pierce the no, ball cut off. This is better from India in the field. So, combination of Dwidge and the former international Jaffer combining there.
So I've noticed a few slightly older fellas heading down to the nets wearing national jerseys. Wayne, is a Legends tournament here?
Yeah, Masters. There's a Masters.
Masters.
Masters, yeah, for the slightly older gentlemen. And Blake van der Linde there. He looks in good condition. Just in celebrating their win. England had a great win earlier today.
Great shot from Johnston there. The Scottish development player. He looks very, very strong in that area, Wayne. He's played 2 absolutely superb shots through the cover point reading. I think the India bowlers need to just be a little bit wiser there, maybe just come a little bit straighter at him, test the stumps.
Yeah, 31 from 17 is a great start. Wide ball.
India desperately need a wicket here. You can hear the fielders just struggling to get going here. As Johnston's punched into the outfield, he's got to look for 2. Watts has come back, put pressure on the outfielder. Very, very good running. Kanish out there.
No, whenever he says that, it's roasting. I feel like I'm back. Nobody's no.
70 without loss here, Scotland. This is a very, very different scoreboard from yesterday. Watts went right across his stumps there. That is an unbelievable take from the wicketkeeper there. He would have been completely unsighted.
Yeah, most keepers would have taken the eye off there. Most keepers would have taken the eye off there. I certainly would have.
He's massively in the game, this keeper. Very excited there. He's nearly demolished the stumps. But that's the sort of intensity that India need to show, Wayne. You know, desperate for a wicket here.
One of the younger players in the side. He's played in a team in Mumbai. They got to the final of the Indian National Champs last year, and that's how he got selected to represent India. Thanks to Sachin Bajaj, who actually sponsored his flight to come over. Pushing 2. It's better from India. Backing up in the field. Good from Dwidge. Good game awareness. And that's going to be run away for 4.
Do you think he's just got a little tickle on that way now?
Yeah, he's just got a bottom edge. Don't think he meant to go as fine as that.
So this is setting a fantastic platform for the Scottish side here. They'd have been looking for a massive improvement from that game against England, and they're certainly getting it at the moment. They'll be looking for a score in excess of 160 at the moment.
That's well bowled. I can see why he's going for that shot, because pace of the ball spinning away. It's a free hit in terms of you can't really get out the line he's bowling.
Also as well, Coley as captain, if I was him, I'd be looking to move myself quite fast away, and he's left himself in a massive area.
Come on,
So a lot of excitement there, but I don't think Fraser's Watts' foot left the crease.
It'd be interesting just to see on the replay, wouldn't it? Just to see if the keeper's just getting a bit overexcited or whether he's got a case there, Wayne.
He's passionate, that's for sure. This is a great over. Spinning.
There's no one at the keeper's end here. Surely you look for 2.
And the little fumble from Kohli allows Watts to get back for the second. So Vibob's bowling a great little spell here, getting the ball to turn. A little bit unlucky, his figures haven't done him justice, but that was a really good over. So the projected score, 173. Scotland will be happy with that. Fraser Watson, 42 from 27. Rory Johnston, 36 from 21. He's got a good future in the game, does Rory Johnston. highly thought of in Scottish cricket circles, and can see why.
Will Watts be looking to get to his 50 as quickly as possible here, or will he make sure he gets to his retirement here, Wayne?
9.1 overs gone. I think you could probably make an argument either way. He's on 42 now. I think he can keep going. I don't think it's any need for him now to keep a wicket in hand, because they haven't lost any. The chances of him getting back are quite slim. Obviously, he'd rather be not out, but I don't think he wants to take off his foot of the gas. The quicker he gets to his 50, the better.
Bowler really wasn't happy then, was he, with that bit of fielding at long off? It's just gone down there for 4 and complete misfielding. Just means Scotland at the moment are completely in the ascendancy here in pitch 1.
Yeah, you could say that, but India have got the great Wasim Jaffer in their lineup, so they will feel they can chase anything here. They'll probably think they can chase down 300 with Wasim Jaffer in their side.
And you're right, Wayne, isn't it? Having a player of that quality does completely change the mindset.
It's 4 more for Johnston.
And we've seen quite a few times where there have been positive opening partnerships where obviously 2 batsmen have retired. And then all of a sudden there's a complete shift change as 2 new players have to get in at the same time.
That's good. So to all those viewers in India who are joining us and haven't heard about Last Man Stands, Last Man Stands is an 8-a-side T20 cricket league. It's open to cricketers of all abilities, to all regions. All you need is 8 mates. Well, you actually technically only need 7 mates plus yourself, and you can form a team. You go onto the website and you register, lastmanstands.com, join. There's a region near you. If you find that there isn't a region near you and you want to get involved, either in an administrative position or you want to run a local leagues, there's a franchise opportunity potentially in your area, which would mean if you're passionate about the game and want to be involved in expanding the Last Man Stands format and getting more people playing cricket, then go to lastmanstands.com franchise. If you're just interested in playing, have a look at our website, lastmanstands.com, join. We've just started in LMS India for just over a year, but Last Man Stands as a format has been around since 2005, started in London, and we're really excited to see LMS India expanding over the next few years, and who knows, you could enter a local league and end up representing your country. We hope to spot new talents, but more importantly, we hope to get more people opportunity to play the great game of cricket.
So just a small delay here as we swap ends after 10 overs. LMS Scotland are 89 for none. Fraser Watts is on 47 not out, and Rory Johnston is on 42 not out. And it's fair to say that LMS India are in desperate need of a breakthrough, and they've turned to Kartik at the City End here at Chester Boughton Hall Cricket Club, where the weather again is just absolutely fabulous. And everyone who's come down so far for this LMS World Cup has thoroughly enjoyed the event, and we're only at the infancy of the week.
That's right, and Scotland, they will be looking to make amends from yesterday. Johnson pushes out to the onside.
He's set off again. I'm not sure the fielder saw it in the deep. He's turned. He's come back for 2, come to Watts' end. Could be an opportunity here for Johnson to retire before Watts here.
Well, they're matching each other. Pretty much exactly the same strike rate.
That's a lovely shot. No fielder down there. The ball races away towards where pitch 2 is down there, which only 10 minutes ago saw the end of, I'd say, the most dramatic game so far in this World Series, which saw LMS Singapore and the man of the moment, Manpreet Singh, turn over South Africa on pitch 2. Yeah,
that was an unbelievable knock on his own, needing 20, and he did it for his country. Everyone back in Singapore will be very proud of him, and Manpreet is certainly one of the players to watch out for as this tournament progresses.
Carter comes in again from this city end, and he's just tried to make amends there and adjust his line. He's just pushed it too far outside the off stump, and it's a wide ball. We've got Rahul Kohli in front of us here, the captain of India.
That's going to be 2 more. These two are running well between the wickets, showing that last man stands isn't it all about big hitting, tactical awareness.
And that's 50 retired for Rory Johnston.
So Rahul, don't know if you can quickly come and have a quick word here while we look at so we've got Rahul, cousin of Virat Kohli. Well, talk me through the start here. What are you going to do now to try and extend the title?
We are just trying to ball good. Actually, I was trying with the new bowlers today for a spin attack. So let's see. Till now, it's a decent score.
What score will you be comfortable chasing here?
So somewhere around 160. I'm hoping to get it between 160 somewhere.
Do you think 160 can be? Do you think you can restrict to them 160 here from the last time?
I'm sure I'm going to do it.
Okay, and have you got any star batsmen in your lineup to come? Have you got any star?
Yeah, we got the star batsman also today.
Okay.
So he will be opening for us.
Okay, good luck. Catch could be coming your way. You better get on the field.
That was fantastic insight there from Captain Rahul Kohli, who was so committed to giving us that insight. He just about got onto the field before the ball was bowled. I'm sure that would have gone down when it had come down this way.
We could have been in a bit of trouble there. The batsman might have claimed he never knew there was a fielder there. He was hiding under the tent.
Kanishka went up massively on the appeal there. We'll watch, hopefully get the replay now just to see what all the appeal was about. He's just having a little chat with the umpire there to see what, why that was turned down, and it's also the end of the over. Singh has joined Watts
So we play this back home.
at the crease,
We played in Mumbai. The best from Mumbai plays the best of India. And in that,
and he plays for the Southern Sixers and at Edinburgh South CC.
from all over, this is not the best of India. Best of India.
I know we were saying yesterday on commentary that Scotland's an ever-growing LMS region, but there's still opportunities to set up new leagues and join new teams there.
Yes, Paul Reddish and Colin Mills doing a great job. As Fraser Watts heaves away, that should be 4. That's gone for 4, and that's for Watts is 50. So 2 men in the hat now.
Rahul Kohli saying there that he would have been happy to restrict them even now, weighing to 160. We heard Marty Henderson before tell us that Wales were only going to get 100, and they made nearly 140. I think if they keep them to 160, I think Scotland will be extremely disappointed.
I'll eat my hat if they keep them to 160.
And judging by your hair, Wayne, I think your hat is an important tool that you've got. So I hope for your sake that they get past that score.
Touché, good from you, bud. Well, you know what? I hope I don't have to eat my hat, but there's 2 new batsmen here, so it might take a bit of time for them to get in. But if Scotland finish with 160 from this position, they'll be highly disappointed.
Jimmy bowling, you can't do that.
We've got leagues in Edinburgh, Glasgow.
Just to interrupt you there, the new batsman for Scotland is Farid. Or Farid. I think I'll go with Farid. He bowled very well yesterday with absolutely no luck at all. Looking to add some quality with the bat today. Kohli just deceived him fractionally. He tried to work it into the leg side. Just a little leading edge. The ball trickles down to Wasim Jaffer at long off.
It was a good start from Kohli. Yesterday, he was a bit short at times. He's got to keep it up there at his pace. Doesn't want to be dropping it short. Keeper was very keen to signal to the umpire that's come with the shoulder. He doesn't want to be having the bars going against him.
Some excellent running there from Singh and Farid.
How come Shandapole's playing for the USA?
Because he's a US citizen.
India have shown here that when they've got the line right, there is opportunities to create some pressure and chances. Just got to string together 2, 3, 4 balls in a row just to create a bit of pressure, create a chance.
We've got Wasim Jaffer playing for us.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there he is.
Well fielded down there, third man.
I know who he is. Yeah.
Really well fielded. Judged that nicely.
Be interested to know who that gentleman supports down there, Wayne. Looks like to be sporting a kind of a cross between a Sri Lanka shirt and a.
He's got Wales trousers on.
People from all over the world here supporting their teams.
Nick Compton's playing for England.
As Captain Coley comes in here wearing the number 99 shirt. Just goes onto the hip of the batsman. It's rolled down to fine leg for a single.
Yeah, he got 50.
Yeah. Oh, he's going to get a 50. With his eyes closed.
Before he cleared that second half there. Took it straight down the ground. That's a good play. How far yard is it?
Probably 85, 90.
A bit more than that.
Oh, he cleared the second down.
Yeah. Well, he hit the roof of the second house on the end.
So we've got Gavin Burns asking, is Gavin Dean playing for Scotland today? Lee, do you know any news on the Scottish lineup?
Well, Gavin Dean isn't part of the 8 today. I know some of the Scottish supporters will be really gutted about that. He was a standout performer yesterday for Scotland. He got a couple of wickets. He swung the ball opening the bowling, and he also got a few runs and made the total a little bit more respectable with the bat. So it appears that he wasn't available. They definitely wouldn't have left him out. So I'm presuming he wasn't available for some reason today, whether that's injury, work, or whatever that is. So, but the two replacements he brought in have certainly done the job so far in Rory Johnston and Fraser Watts.
So vibe by the bowler. Right on leg spin, very, very slow through the air. But he's making the batsman hit the ball up the slope. So they're hitting up the slope against the spin. It's not easy. And there's just a quicker one.
I think it's cooler in Manchester.
He adjusted really well there. I think he saw Farid go down, looking to play something more expansive than that, and he's just fired that through in towards the stumps. He's had to adjust the batsman there as he comes into bowl again. That's going to be another wide.
And Raja Garu Mahan is asking Terence Bosco, is this Wasim Jaffer, the former Indian international player?
And that's 4 more. Singh has got off to a great start here. He's now 12 off 6. Blistering drive from a low full toss there that's just gone through the extra cover region.
I was sat in A&E yesterday watching this with
Rajagu, we can confirm, yes, it is Wasim Jaffer, the former international test player. Terence Bosco, I don't know how you know Terence, but as you know, Terence is involved in LMS Commentator and doing a great job with the leagues out there.
It's just starting to get a little bit sloppy out here for LMS India. The keeper's been excellent so far. The bowler's just forced that one through, big spin, and he just hasn't got his gloves to, and it's raced away again. So Scotland here are on for an absolutely mammoth total. I think Rahul Kohli's 160 is looking extremely bleak. I think your hat's going to be safe, Wayne, as Scotland must be looking at 180, 190.
I think this Indian, they're just short of bowlers in the side there. I think they've got a few batsmen with firepower, but they're missing a bowling all-rounder here. They need a man they can go to under pressure, and they don't seem to have one. That's gone. That's in Falcon's lane.
We nearly had a crowd catch there as it smashes into the back of one of the cars there. I'm pretty sure that the young man Joe Cloran who took the crowd catch off Abdul Razak yesterday, I think that's his car, and I'm pretty sure that he's not meant to leave it there when there's a cricket game on as well, so I'm sure his parents are going to be delighted with that.
Do you think they pay for the insurance on it?
I'm pretty sure that they pay for the insurance on the petrol. But what a lovely family anyway, so I'll leave that chat about Joe Cloran's car insurance for another day as Kohli comes in again to sing.
It's gone straight up and safe.
I thought that the keeper hadn't seen where it landed there, but It's gone a good 20-30 metres past him.
A good batsman probably 8, 9.
Only 8 in the team.
Yeah, but in the real game.
In the real game. Oh, okay. What about today?
So we've got Imtiaz Ali tuning in. He says Azad Amir, number 9 for Scotland, plays in LMS Glasgow. He plays for Well Foundation CC. Thanks for that bit of insight, Imtiaz.
Like week in, week out.
Right.
Me,
I think his cricket club's Edinburgh Academicals as well. I don't know who that was on Facebook, just see if I'm right though.
so all 6 from one part of India.
Maybe a bit of extra knowledge.
Wait, Malik, come here. He's the captain. I don't know.
And
Dropped him probably first.
Shiksko says Kohli 99, that's correct. Kohli, Rahul Kohli, he's the cousin of Virat Kohli. He's captain in this Indian team. He plays his LMS cricket in Gurgaon. Chris Chatwell will be very proud of a lot of the players that come from LMS Gurgaon. They're representing their country, and they're also representing LMS Gurgaon, where LMS in India first started.
That's what he said.
He's only here because he's Kohli's cousin.
Oh, that's a beautiful shot down the ground, and that crashes into the side screen.
He's only here because Virat's cousin.
So basically,
Scotland really starting to put their foot down now.
MVP in that. My brother was the best keeper. And this guy, he is
Yeah, it's looking like 190 here. I think from here, 190, maybe even 200.
I think they'd be disappointed with 190, Wayne.
Just I'm not sure what the firepower they've got at 5.6, but oh, I agree with you. They're going to be disappointed with 200 from here.
And back into that housing estate again. That's 6 more. Farid looking extremely dangerous here, striking just under 300. 28 off 10 balls. And Vahab's figures are just starting to deteriorate quite quickly here as he's gone for a couple of 6s.
So LMS Scotland were disappointed they couldn't put this side out against England yesterday.
Got someone there, it's Justin Fenwick, Wayne, asking, is there a Zimbabwe team playing?
Not in this one, but we're looking to expand the LMS World Series in the future. We've got a lot of Zimbabwean players playing in our London leagues, so it was something we considered, but we stuck to the 12 countries where LMS is played. And after this event, we'll reassess and work out how we can expand it. We're going to be starting LMS in Namibia soon. We've got a small league in Netherlands. We're even going to be starting in Afghanistan. So we would like to expand to what they call the developing cricket nations.
You just mentioned...
oh, and that's
wow.
moved away.
It's 4 more for Farid. Vahab did this yesterday as well. When he got hit for a boundary, he just went to a slightly quicker ball. That was telegraphed there, and he's just worked that way through square leg. What a lovely pickup that was.
I just stayed down on it.
Yeah, one of the guys there just obviously...
Oh, it's flicked up his legs. This is great batting. The fielder's moved from mid-wicket to square leg, and then square leg back to mid-wicket. Where's he going to go now?
I think they're just going to check whether that's 6 or 4.
So while we have a look at that, well, that's one from earlier. So Justin Fenwick's asking how teams qualify. We'll come back to this after this ball.
You mentioned that maybe you're looking to get something going more in Holland. Fantastic place to play cricket. Been lucky to go on tour there a couple of times and play at the Utrecht Cricket Club. They're very, very passionate over there, Wayne, about their cricket, and they have some very good professionals as well. As you know, there's speaking about Zimbabweans, Brendan Taylor.
Yeah, he played the Grant Taylor's played quite a lot up there as well.
So you know, Holland is a hotbed of cricket, and I'm sure they play a very attractive brand. I know they talk about sexy football, Ruud Gullit, in Holland. So you know, hopefully LMS starts to take off there also.
That was a good question by Justin. There's no formal qualification process. We've got leagues, LMS leagues in 14 countries. So the core reason for LMS existence is participation, to create opportunities for people to play this game.
Right, there's going to be a chance here. Kanish underneath it. He's took the catch. Did Singh get back for the steal?
Yeah. No, so just for those of you who are a bit confused as to what happened there, in last man stands rule, there's an opportunity for the non-striking batsman to steal 2 runs. When there's been a catch, he has to go all the way to the keeper and back. But if he doesn't make it, he can be out under a double play. So I think he thought about it for a bit there. The field was aware and he got it in. So in LMS rules, LMS has got its own unique variations of cricket, but it's designed to ensure that everyone gets game time. So just coming back to Justin's question, as we expand leagues around the world, every sort of master franchise will have the opportunity to enter his country into the tournament. So if and when we get leagues in Zimbabwe, there'll be an opportunity for the Zimbabwean management team to enter a team into what we call the World Series. This is the first time we've actually had the LMS World Series.
The new batsman for Scotland is Asad Amir. I know someone wrote in before, mentioning he plays for the Well Foundation. Could be a run out here.
Well, he's given him.
Well, that's a bit of a disaster. He's literally just come out to bat. There seems to be a mix-up there, and Kohli's dealt with it straight away.
Did he face any balls? I hope he did. There's nothing worse.
It's not likely. No, he did face one. He's pulled it into the leg side. He's fancied a second. Singh hasn't, and he's dropped his bat as well. It's just a... We spoke about maybe putting together a bit of a bloopers reel at the end of the week. Just, you know, those moments which are just... It's not poor cricket, it's just bad luck. You know, you drop your bat, you don't mean it. And I don't think Asad Amir will want to watch that one back.
We've had actually a few people drop their bets so far this week. So that happens to the best of us.
Just had a tweet from Upton Cricket Club. We had their chairman on before with you, Wayno. I know he thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yeah, and he gave us a great insight. Oh, this could be close. Another run out. So this is getting interesting now. India fighting back hard. This is really good to see. Great arm there at the boundary. Dwidge into his brother. Dwidge is feeling that deep backward point. His brother's the keeper.
This is always an interesting scenario when you've just been run out by one of your teammates and then they get out almost straight away. So you're both in the changing rooms together. Always makes for an interesting discussion.
I think they might be sitting on opposite ends. But Fraser Watts in the hat, Scottish international player. So they won't be too worried about that. Johnston also in the hat. Johnston is on the Scottish cricket radar.
Yeah, he plays for the Scottish development team, and Cricket Scotland have mentioned before kindly subsidised his trip down here to be part of the LMS World Series.
And he's given them full value already. I think he's already would have learned from batting with Fraser Watts. So yeah, it was great to chat with Jez Lamb. I know that he does a great job with Upton Cricket Club, and as I said earlier, we wish them luck in their bid to get into the Premier League. Have they ever been in the Premier League?
Not since it's gone to a 3-tier split. When it was 2 leagues of 24, they did play in the top division. But since it's gone into 3 teams of 12 and obviously the full Cheshire Pyramid, they certainly haven't. And just as there's a wide from Kohli there.
And the new batsman is, or the 2 new batsmen are Bainbridge and Ferguson. Bainbridge was at the opening ceremony representing Scotland alongside Colin Mills. The rest of the team was only able to make it on the Sunday. So can you just, obviously we're watching LMS England play, LMS Scotland, all amateur players besides Wasim Jaffer. But can you just explain where we are in the world and a little bit about the local cricket scene as we continue to watch this game?
Yeah, well, you know, obviously here in Chester we're in a part of the world called Cheshire, and there's a number of Premier League competitions the ECB run outside of first class cricket. Obviously we have the main counties such as Lancashire and Yorkshire, they're probably our closest to. And then they run a minor counties competition. Cheshire are currently playing down in Cornwall today, and it looks like an excellent game, just as Scotland managed to steal another run there. Very, very clever play from Bainbridge there. I'm not really sure what the bowler, I think the bowler tried to go to the keeper's end and stopped halfway. And
yeah, they're brothers, so these things happen with brothers. They've probably done that in the back garden a few times as well.
At least I'm not the only person who doesn't always see eye to eye with my brother. I don't mean any harm, Ross. As Dwidge comes in. So just carrying on with the local cricket team, we've got the Liverpool competition. We've got the Cheshire County League, which Chester Boughton Hall, the host ground, play in. And then we've got the North Wales Premier competition as well. They're our closest competitions. But there's, I think there's about 20 Premier Leagues up and down the country. But there's also a number of other leagues within that pyramid as well. I know your boys at Port Sunlight Wayno are trying to get into the Cheshire County League part of the structure, and I've had a very successful run with Port Sunlight with numerous promotions over the last 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, it's a tough cricket structure. It's not easy getting into the top flights, but we've enjoyed it. Have you ever played cricket in it? Oh, he's bowled him.
He's got him.
So Bainbridge gone, 3 of 2.
If I was the Indian team now, I'm not sure whether I'd be delighted that we're taking wickets or frustrated that we just couldn't break that open partnership, because the middle order is just starting to show a little bit of fragility here, and they're getting a little bit more reward. So just wrapping up obviously on the local scene here. Cricket, it's a real cricket hotbed up in the north of England. Many fantastic overseas players that have come over the years. I know we had club captain Chris Fleet in talking about Winston Benjamin and Curtly Ambrose, just to name a couple of ex-professionals here at Chester. But that's probably enough about the local scene for now. I'm sure over the week we'll touch on it a little bit more. Just obviously we've got India and Scotland in this game at the moment. Wasim Jaffer back on to bowl here. What's the LMS scene like over in India?
We watch Jasper coming into his 3rd over. Good start from Jaffer. So I've been fortunate enough in the last 2 years to visit India a few times, and as everyone knows, the passion for cricket is incredible. The only place that I've seen come close to it is probably Barbados. Everyone there playing cricket wherever they can. We've got LMS leagues in Mumbai, Gurgaon, which is just outside New Delhi, Noida. We've got Hyderabad League, Bangalore League, Coimbatore, Chennai, Pune, and hopefully a lot more coming in October. Hold him. So that's the end of Rose.
It's a pity because he came in and gave a good little cameo yesterday, but I think they're very aware that they've got as one of the retired batsmen now, Rory Johnston. So very selfless cricket from some of these Scottish players here. They're going all out to make sure they can hit a boundary every ball, knowing that they've got some real quality hitters left in the hutch.
Yeah, from a team point of view, it's a no-lose situation. If he hits that for 6 or he gets over 4, it's a bonus. If he gets out, he's got the retired Johnston to come back. Now Johnston got to his 50 just before Fraser Watts, so that's why he comes back to the crease first. He beat him to the finish line. It looked like Fraser Watts was going to retire first, but Johnston just got one over his senior colleague there. It's elegant start. Just pushed out to deep mid-off.
That's lovely. That's lovely gapping, but fantastic fielding from the Indians.
Dwidge again. He's the star fielder for this Indian side. A youngster. He gives everything.
So Wayne, 169 here, 31 off 13 for potentially 200. Do you think Scotland can do it?
Possibly. The last ball, as we know, if you hit it for 12 is worth 2. I'm still going with 190. I still think it's going to be a 190.
Well, the scoreboard just updates there. So there's only 2 overs to get 28.
But they got Dwidge into attack. Dwidge, he's been economical this whole tournament. He looks innocuous with his right arm off spin. He mixes up his pace, and he's very hard to get away in the death. I hope he doesn't let me down here, Dwidge. Oh, look at that bounce. It's a great start from Dwidge.
Just another tweet came through from a local Chester player, Dilrook Yakando. I can't even say his name, and I play with him. Sorry, Dil. I know Dil has some. He played Sri Lanka under 19 in his younger days, and his son Liam managed to meet Marcus North yesterday. There's a fantastic picture on Twitter. Liam's a fine young left-hander, and Marcus had a good chat with him down the nets as well. So, you know, not just these LMS players getting the experience of these marquee players, but all the kids and people in the local community getting a benefit as well. It's just fantastic, Wayne.
Yeah, it really is good to see. It's good to see Chester Boughton Hall Cricket Club getting behind this event. We're very lucky as an organisation to be having this first ever World Series at such a great club. And coming back to cricket, Dwidge proving again why he's such a good. Well, that's a great little shot from Johnston, getting down on one knee and just ramping it down to fine leg. So, Dwidge, he's completed his spell. So for those of you who are following the game on Facebook, it's also worth having a look at Twitter, Last Man Stand's Twitter handle. There's some good tweets there. There's also a lot of other activity from people just watching the game. It's good to see Paul Kearney taking credit for Chris Geary's knock earlier.
It would not surprise me at all if Paul was sat with his headphone in at work, listening to every ball of every game.
So I was incorrect earlier. Dwidge just still got one more ball in his spell. He's only gone for 29 off 3.4. Well bowled. That's good batting. That's good running from Ferguson.
He's fired it in. I tell you what, there was no one backing up there. The bowler did really, really well.
And he wasn't too. They didn't think too fondly of the ball being chucked in, but he's got good hands. You can understand why the fielder did that. So who's going to be bowling the last over? Lee, who do you think? Who would you go with if you were captain?
Well, from the bowlers we've got left available, for me it'd have to be a marquee player, Wasim Jaffer. I think you've got to use his experience. You know, 182 for 5. There isn't a great deal as a bowler to gain in this over. But obviously, you know, just someone who's got that little bit more experience.
And they've gone for him. The captain agrees with you.
As the ball's just been bowled into the wicket by Jaffer. It's actually a really good pick up by the fielder.
And Ferguson will enjoy his knockout. He moves on to 9 from 7. Well supported from Johnston. Should it be the other way around? Johnston 64 from 34.5. What a great knock from the Scottish development player.
Got to be in with a shout of batter of the day here.
I think he'll just want to settle for one. Yeah, he'll want to be on strike here, Johnston. 3 balls to go. Still looking like 190, but Remember, the last ball, if you hit it for 6, it's 12. So Lee called 200, I call 190. Oh, that's a great hit.
That's another 6 for Scotland. I'm sure that many people north of the border will be happy with that one. He's just got down on one knee and he's hit that 4 or 5 rows back.
It's a great shot. He's played both ways. Yeah, he's just worked around. Now he's got license to hit. He's gone leg side. There should be 2 more. Sent back. Oh, Ferguson fancies himself here.
I think I would have come back anyway.
No, and yeah, Johnston's let Ferguson take on the home run ball. This ball, for those of you who don't know, if you hit the last ball for 6, it's worth 12. Can Ferguson do it? No. It still should be 4. Good finish there from Scotland. Well done to Ferguson. So Scotland will be happy with that 196 and they're 20.
He just shuffled across just before the ball was bowled there and punched it square of the wicket, but Team India have got the opportunity to make amends in the second half here, chasing 197 with the help of marquee player Wasim Jaffer.
Yeah, I think India won't feel too unhappy with that. That's probably, obviously they'd like to have chased something below 180, but they've got some firepower in the innings. Be interesting to see what number Jaffer bats. Lee, what would you be doing if you were the captain? What number would you bat Wasim Jaffer in a run chasing 200?
1.
Number 1.
Absolutely. This is a no-brain decision for me. You're chasing 200. He needs to be getting retired as quick as possible, and being available to come back in at the end and give a licence to other players below. Exactly
like Rory Johnston did. That's right, Lee. Rory Johnston, one of the star players for Scotland, 71 of 37. So they'll probably be hoping for something similar to that.
Right. Well, obviously, you know, we're looking at Watts and Johnston's contributions there, but I think Farid did a fantastic job. 38 off 15 balls in the middle of the innings, just gave it that injection it really needed. It would have been easy to just coast to 160, 170 after the opener's done all the hard work. But, you know, fantastic effort. The bowling figures.
Twedge the pick of the bowlers again. 4 overs, 1 for 31. Well supported by Wasim Jaffer, who only went for 28 from his 4.
Just looking across at the film crew over there that are just doing a interview with the Singapore captain Manjeet Singh. What a couple of days he's had, Wayne.
Yeah, it was unbelievable knock earlier to get Singapore home against South Africa. And I think so far, if we're going to be talking about the player of the tournament, it would be him.
Well, for those of you who've been here, there's been some cracking noise over at the other ground, and I'll tell you why. Singapore have just caused the first upset of the tournament, beating one of the favourites, actually, South Africa, in day 2 here. Yeah, what a great game that was, largely due to the man to my right here, Manpreet Singh, who's had an absolute cracker of a game, 72 of just 42 balls. So brilliant. Mate, talk me through that. You managed to hold your nerve at the end there.
Yeah, first of all, it's a really good game. So opponent were like, I mean, they batted really well, but in the first we hold the score was like 140 something. I knew that we can chase this score. So in the batting part also, guys played really well, but Vineet also played really well. So yeah, in the end, I was there only for 2 overs, 22 runs. So I knew that if I stayed there, I could have changed the score. So I was placing the ball in the gaps only.
Yeah, very, very good. It was great to watch. I mean, we certainly learnt a lot, and I think, what was your sort of plan when you first went in? Were you just trying to get yourself in?
Yeah, I mean, when I entered in the match, so I was just looking for single doubles because the wickets got early, 2 wickets, I guess, 3 wickets. So I was just getting 2 doubles, singles, so put in the gaps. I mean, get a boundary also if I get a loop ball. Yeah, so in the end, so I was just looking for the runs in the gaps, 2 single doubles, same. Yeah.
Really enjoyed your 6 over extra cover there. I mean, and the straight one. Is that a particular favourite area for you?
Yeah, obviously, I mean, I like to play in the covers, and yeah, I mean, straight shots and covers I really like to play. I was waiting for the balls to come there, so I just played there.
Oh, brilliant, mate. We're very happy for you. Nothing like a good upset to get things going at the tournament. At the moment, we're in the middle of a game here. Scotland have just posted 196. So that's a great game. India really up against it. And we're going to come for the second half of this game, so stay tuned.
Okay, we're at the innings break. Obviously, Scotland did fantastically well there to get to 196 in 20 overs. Mainly down to young Rory Johnston, who's a Scottish development player. I've managed to get him in the box with me just for a few moments. I don't think the rest of the Scottish lads, Rory, noticed that you're here, so I think I've got a few minutes. Well batted there.
Thank you very much.
Enjoy that.
Yeah, it was good. Yeah, also really enjoyable coming to a tournament like this. It's a great setup around here.
So have you managed to get here for the whole week?
Just Monday to Friday. Just club commitments during the weekend. So
who'd you play for at the weekend?
Forfarshire Cricket Club up in Dundee.
Oh, excellent. So what league do they play in?
They play in the Eastern Premier League. So Scotland split East and West. So they're in the top division in the East.
And you're part of the Scotland development setup?
Yeah.
So what does that entail?
Just training through in Edinburgh, and we get a few games against the counties down in England, against the Air Performance Academies, and probably a series against Ireland at the end of the year as well.
You must have been chuffed with that one-day win for the senior side against Star Boys.
Yeah, it was a big group of us down watching. Amazing day out there.
I would have thought the only way that you beat us in any sport may have been football, but cricket I didn't see it happening. So, but look, a massive improvement for you boys from yesterday's result. I don't know how much you managed to get of.
Yeah, no, I managed to watch the live stream. And the England boys looked pretty good, pretty high class.
So is it your first attempt at LMS cricket, or have you played a bit of it up in Scotland?
I've played a little bit of it just with mates, just during the week. It's great to get a quick hit. So yeah. I
was going to say, you know, obviously for a player who's trying to forge the way in cricket, it's great to get any opportunity to have a hit. But you just said they're playing with your mates. I know sometimes when you end up playing rep cricket as a young lad, you end up playing with all different kinds of people. Sometimes it's nice just to get out there with your mates and have a bit of a hit and a bit of banter as well.
Yeah, no, it's great just to keep it fun.
And I'm just going to come in at Forfarshire Cricket Club. Can you tell me a little bit about Forfarshire Cricket Club?
Yep, we're up in Dundee. We've got 4 teams. So yeah, big members.
Has Ryan Watson been involved in that club?
yeah, he has. I knew this was coming. Is you Wayne?
Yeah.
No, Rhino was telling me Eleanor was telling me, make sure I had a chat to you.
Yeah, no, Ryan's a good boy. Former Scotland player. In LMS, Ryan would be looking to bowl himself on both ends. And when he used to captain me at school, he used to bowl 20 overs from the one end, regardless if he'd gone for 200 of his 20 overs. But Ryan's a good friend of mine and a good club man. I'll be putting Lee back on the mark.
Sorry to interrupt you two there, fellas, but I think the Scotland captain will probably want you back on the field, Rory, after that exceptional first half, as Test batsman Wasim Jaffer goes out to try and chase the total down. I thought it was fantastic. Really enjoyed watching you out there today, and good luck for the rest of the game.
Yeah, cheers. Thank you very much.
So it's a completely new opening pair here for India. As mentioned, it's Wasim Jaffer on strike here against Farid. He's also opening the batting. I think it's with, is it Aradu?
Yeah, so two brothers on the side. Just push down to the top. So this is Meg. Meg's the left-hander. He's a very correct player. Not a big hitter of the ball. He'll just look to move the ball around. I think that's exactly what Jaffer will want.
Isn't it amazing, Wayne, how tactics are changing as the tournament progresses with the hot weather? We've seen an awful lot of slow bowling today.
Yeah, so Farid, leg spinner, turning it into the left-handed Meg.
I think there could be two here. Farid's frantically chasing it. I think he knows there could be two. That's going to be to no avail as Singh comes in, picks it in, lobs it in.
That's exactly what Meg's been brought in to do. As I said earlier, I'm very surprised they left him out the first game. Lee, I'm sure you'll agree he's keeping added something compared to the first game, and you can already see he's got a good compact technique.
Yeah, he's got a really nice setup there. His weight's just set forward. Again, just worked it into the leg side. He'll come back for two again here, I'm sure. Be interesting to see Wasim Jaffer running all these twos. He's been an exceptional Test cricket. Obviously, many caps, 31 tests, but he's such a powerful player. I'm not sure on a Saturday in club cricket he has to do as much running as this, Wayne. He has the ability to find the boundary at ease.
Yeah.
I think he's made it. There it is.
He's made it very clear that there's only one that time. So Meg keeps the strike. It's a good start from Farid. Bainbridge into the attack.
So this is obviously our third game of the day on the main pitch. We've already seen England quite comfortably get past the UAE in game one.
Yeah, England are looking like they're growing in strength. Seem to be getting to know each other on and off the field. Well led by Nick Darby-Welsh, Blake van der Linde, and then Nick Compton also adding a lot of advice at various intervals of the game.
That was followed up by a first win of the tournament for Australia, who got past Wales. Wales put up a fantastic fight because I think they were at least 20 short, to be honest, but Ian Martin rallied the troops and used, I think it was 5 off spinners, but they got off over the line. Marcus North was
class from Jaffer there, just running it down to the vacant third man.
I think you're going to see an awful lot of that. He's got fantastic wrists. He's just caressed. That's the third man, hasn't he? Fabulous shot.
So young Meg, this is a great opportunity for him, batting with one of the outstanding players in the Indian side. Yep. Pushed away to the offside. Just the one.
We spoke about this with Nick Compton yesterday. That noise off the bat there, you know, like bullet going out of a gun there. You know, just straight down to long off for the single, but timing was impeccable. Bainbridge coming round the wicket here as he comes in from the city end. A little bit of width, fizzed it out to Watts in the deep, and that's another single. He's very unlucky that went straight at the fielder because he timed that superbly.
Meg's looking good, yeah.
He's looking really good, and I can see why you were bigging him up yesterday when he was left out the side. Again, just very controlled here.
Good fielding from Johnston there.
India not panicking here. They're just trying to get off to a solid start, set the base here. How many would you feel comfortable chasing off the last 10 overs, Wayne?
11 and over. So I think they want to get to 85, 90 after the first 10 minimum and give themselves. Also, obviously, a lot will depend on Jaffer here. I think if he's in the hat, that just gives them that extra insurance. But they've got a lot of firepower in their order. So I don't think they'll be too worried as long as the rate stays below 12.
I always think when you're chasing a big total, though, it's not one of those where you just see how it goes. I think there has to be a plan. I think there has to be a structure to how you go and chase down these sort of scores. That just doesn't happen. It doesn't happen by luck. So I'm pretty sure the Indian side have had a good chat. Fantastic bit of fielding by Ferguson in the deep there.
Yeah, it's a tricky one because they obviously want Jaffer to retire, but Meg's not the player that's going to get them off to a lightning start here. So I would have thought it's going to be Jaffer at some point that's going to decide to up the ante. It's just not a matter of when, if it's a matter of when. There we go.
Oh, there you go, right on cue. That was a short arm punch for about 70 metres, about 6 foot off the floor there, Wayne. That is incredible power. We're just going to watch the replay there.
Yeah, it's a great shot. Just controlled hitting.
He's just opened his...
And this is what Meg brings to the team. Something that was missing yesterday, running between the wickets, which is just what Jaffer needs.
Jaffer there just sensed that he wasn't quite at the pitch with Farid, and he just adjusted himself, opened his body and went inside out over extra there for a couple.
Oh, well bowled. Well bowled Farid. Very unlucky there. Just getting that one to hold up and a bit of turn. 2 more to the total. So Jaffer's already seems to be changing his way of playing. Yep, first 2 overs. Just looking at now, it looks like he's deciding to put his foot down. Yep.
That's got a chance.
Oh shit!
That is unbelievable fielding
from Johnston. We just had him in the commentary box. That could be, I don't know, we've got an award for the player of the day. That's going to be right up there from Johnston.
So we're just going to watch this back. This is absolutely incredible. He's caught it. He's got it out of his hands. He saved the 6. Unbelievable. And that'll make it onto Twitter later. And I know a man of his age, Rory's going to have a few of his mates retweeting that one for us, because that was absolutely fantastic cricket in the deep.
You can see that he's played his cricket with Ryan Watson. That's exactly what Ryan Watson would have done out there. Except Ryan wouldn't have caught the ball and would have gone for 6, and Ryan would have ended up on his bum.
I don't know about the Scottish cricket team. I reckon the Scottish football team may need a keeper, because they're completely hopeless. But he was absolutely brilliant there.
Meg's pushed it out to extra cover. Is Jaffer going to go for 2? There's good fielding from Watts. So they got their 2 star batsmen out on the offside for the left-hander. It's just an increase in intensity from Scotland as well, with the inclusion of Johnston and Watts here.
Oh, that is
great shot.
A fantastic shot. So he's just been prevented a 6 by a magical piece of fielding by Rory Johnston, literally 2 balls earlier, and then He's obviously thought there's a bit of a risk coming down the ground, so he's literally just opened the face and let the ball roll off it, where first or second slip would be, and it's just rolled away down towards the Ron Fleet end of the ground here at Chester.
Is there a bit of a wind developing here? It feels like there's a bit of a wind blowing from the commentary box towards the pitch.
Seems to be going across from left to right from our commentary position here. I think that's what made Rory Johnston's piece of fielding even better there, because I think the wind was just taking it away from him there, but hopefully we'll get another look at that at the end of the over. That was just fantastic work.
I think we can need another 2 looks at that. I think all the viewers would like to see that again. No one's going to stop that. That's such a good shot.
What a fabulous shot this is. What's fantastic about seeing these marquee players, Wayne, is they all do it in their own way.
Yeah.
But it's all, you know, it's just so controlled that we've
Make
seen.
it look easy.
Yeah, we've seen Jaffer so far. He's played a couple of shots straight down the ground, a couple of late, you know, cuts. We watched North just manipulate the ball all over the place as he does it again. And then we saw Nick Compton play quite classical cricket shots, pick up a couple into the leg side. It's just been absolutely fantastic, and we've still got James Franklin to come later in the day, which I arguably think is the big game of the day.
Yeah, well, Franklin versus Razak. Everyone's looking forward to seeing those two go head to head. But can Jaffer repeat it? 2 straight down the ground. Where's he going to go now? Just try to go, I think he was trying to heave that over mid-wicket. But good comeback from Bainbridge. Not easy bowling against a former international player. But Bainbridge held his nerve there.
Well, this is a really good start from India. It's going to make for a really exciting game, this. Jaffer 35 at the end of the 4th over. We're just going to watch this bit of fielding again. So he's caught it a good foot or so inside the boundary, and the power of the shot is taking him backwards, and he's released the ball after catching it. Just fabulous stuff. There we go again.
Yeah, that's unbelievable. Different level stuff there. Looks like a good all-round fielder.
Talking about marquee players, Scotland have brought on Fraser Watts. He plays at the Carlton Cricket Club in Edinburgh.
Oh, great shot from Meg. Great. Oh, this is great cricket all around.
This has been a really good standard, this first 4 or 5 overs from both sides.
Yeah, and both sides struggled yesterday. It just shows that including 2 new players in both sides, it just made a massive difference. Pushed hard. Meg's going to go hard, yeah. Can Meg turn for 2? Again, Meg showing something different here that wasn't on display yesterday. I think Meg's cementing his place in this side for the rest of this tournament.
Well, this is a good battle between Jaffer and Watts here. Watts played 36 ODIs and 11 T20s for Scotland.
Lee, I'm going to be leaving the commentary box at the end of this over. And James Franklin will be playing in the next game. Will be taking over from me.
As Watts comes in again. A little wide down the leg side. Just a little bit of pressure being put on by the Indian batsman here.
Yeah, so I think Jeff will be looking to get to his 50 and retire. Give the team confidence knowing that Jeff is in the hat. Insurance policy for them all to go hard.
I'll be honest with you, Wayne, I think if India have got any chance of chasing this total down, I think Jaffer has to retire. So just so you know that you've got that extra license to go at it later in the innings.
Yeah, agreed. They've got a few other hitters, but I think it's just under pressure. Jaffer could be the difference at the end. But Lee, I'll be joining you later on again, and I'll keep you posted on pitch 2 as well.
So I've been joined in the box by New Zealand legend here, James Franklin. Good afternoon, James.
Good afternoon, Lee. How are you, mate?
Very, very good. I don't know if you've managed to catch much of the action online. It's been a fantastic day of cricket here, and I know that you're just hours away from playing for your country in this World Series.
Yeah, I'm a little bit nervous about it.
Well, I think quite a few of the marquee players have been quite nervous. Obviously, Marcus North, Nick Compton, and we've got Wasim Jaffer here, and Abdul Razak played yesterday as well. You guys have got a really important job to do.
Yeah, look, obviously it's fantastic that you know, these sorts of players are coming and being involved in this tournament. You know, to be honest, it's the first time I've seen this format of the game being played, so I'm excited about being part of it.
Just to interrupt your Ferguson bowls. Towards Jaffer again, he's just punched it out and towards the offside. Singh's picked up cleanly, and that's 2 more to the score. Nick Compton made a fantastic remark at the opening ceremony where he said that I'm here to be the professional, but I'm here as an amateur learning to be a professional, because he'd never played, he'd literally played the odd game of it beforehand. So that is absolutely massive from Wasim Jaffer as he hits it into the housing estate yet again. This has been an absolute masterclass from the Indian legend, and he's putting his country in a very strong position here against the Scottish side, chasing 196. Sorry to interrupt you, James. I get very excited when we see the ball flying into that housing estate. So how much do you know about LMS? Have you been doing your homework, or are you just taking it in at the moment and going to rely on some of your teammates to help you along your way in this first game?
I just got a brief overview of the rules about 10 minutes ago, so I'm intrigued watching this match now between Scotland and India, just to find out a few of the little nuances of this game. The big one is obviously when the ball goes up and it looks like get caught and you're a non-striker, not to get caught down at the striker's end. Yeah,
there's a lot of that, and also as well, you know, I know you've played cricket all around the world in all the top competitions, but I'm pretty sure not even you've hit a 12.
Where can you do that?
Right, here we go. So the last ball of the innings, whoever's on strike can hit a 12. And as we're talking, Wasim Jaffer has just retired for his 50 there, as the Pakistan team comes past. Very much looking forward to watching them later on.
I think that's who we've got. New Zealand against Pakistan.
They're really good, you know.
Yeah, well, I've heard that.
Yeah.
I've heard that.
Anyway, a massive applause. The Indian team all stood to a man waiting for him to come off. A gentle raise of the hand from Wasim Jaffer as he comes off with 50 retired. And 62 for none off 5 overs, so they're ahead of the run rate as well. Sorry, there's an awful lot going on in this commentary box at the moment. You've missed a bit of a shock earlier in the day. Singapore have turned over South Africa.
Yeah, I heard, and I also hear that South Africa are one of the favourites in this tournament. It's probably the place in the world that has the strongest league. Am I right in saying that?
Yeah, and you know, I think South Africa have come over with an outstanding attitude and look a very professional outfit, but Singapore played to their absolute potential. South Africa maybe drop a little bit below the best, and that can happen on any given day. So I must admit, I'm a great fan of this. When I know Kieran Pollard and Shiv Chanderpaul like to use the bail sometimes. It's a bit of a novelty. I know the groundsman isn't very keen on this.
Yeah, but to come back to your point about what Nick Compton said in terms of being, you know, a novice or an amateur in this format, very much so. I mean, I feel like I'm a rookie. I've never played this game, so it's my debut today, and I'm excited about being part of this.
The beauty of it is you do tend to pick the rules up relatively quickly, and the great thing is that at 6-a-side sometimes it's very crash and bash, but there's definitely different nuances to this, and there's roles for people who are more nudger and nerdlers, and it's learning, you know, learning that you get, as a batsman, you get all the wides put on your score, which is quite nice.
Yeah, I basically got told as well by some of my fellow Kiwi teammates that basically just deal in even numbers when you're batting. You can't go wrong.
That's very fair. It's a good way to go. I bet you've never had the umpire scoring at the same time as his umpiring.
No, that's a new one as well.
So they're there with the LMS app. So you can always check. That's a fantastic start from Nada, and he goes to 5 from 2.
So what's a good score in LMS?
Well, obviously all around the world this is played, and it's sometimes played on synthetics or it's played on grass. Here at the Chester Boughton Hall Cricket Club, this is absolute batsman's paradise. I'm pretty sure if there was ever a problem with a plane, they could probably land something on here. The batters love it here, and many a bowler has come and gone. So we've been saying for the last day and a half that 180 is a par score, and I think anywhere around there. The wicket is just offering a little bit for the spinners, but the outfield is, as just shown there, absolutely rapid. And if it gets through the infield 9 times out of 10, it's racing away to the boundary.
Yeah, well, it certainly looks as though India are trying to chase down pretty much on 200. They're going about it quite easily at the moment. So I think you're absolutely bang on with your comments there that it looks as though it's a pretty good wicket to bat on.
Yeah, massively so. But both these sides are on the back of relatively heavy defeats yesterday. India took on Pakistan in a game that was viewed by over 290,000 people all around the world.
Wow, that's outstanding.
It is outstanding, and so that was really exciting for the LMS franchise. But India were just a little bit below par, and the team that you're playing later, Pakistan, looked like a very, very strong outfit, a well-drilled unit. So that'll be an excellent contest, because I know your New Zealand boys came over the UAE in a very, very high-scoring game on pitch 2.
And let's talk about my New Zealand team. Who's caught your eye so far?
Well, this is the hard thing for me, because obviously I've been covering pitch 1 with the live stream. It was your boys' turn to not be on live stream yesterday. They're going to be on live stream for the rest of the week. It's hard not to mention, I know one of your boys scored 91 off 29 balls. And I think he got some free kit for that as well, so that's always a bonus, isn't it? Not that I'm one to moan, but free is free, and I'll use pretty much anything if it's given to me. So, but no, from what I've heard, New Zealand are a very, very strong outfit. I know, speaking to Ross Cable before, he was full of enthusiasm for the New Zealand side, and I think they're excited to get you on board and see what you can bring to the party. See if you can add to that, that winning run. Also,
just noticed that you bowl from one end for a period of time.
Yeah, well, basically in LMS you're going to be bowling all your overs in the first 10 overs of the innings at this end, and then at halfway we switch around. The 5-ball overs. All of this is designed to ensure that when people come to a game of cricket, it's moving as quick as possible.
It just sounds to me as though the England Cricket Board might have been a bit sneaky and tried to grab a bit of this concept into their new concept that they're trying to bring on board.
Yeah, the 100-ball tournament. Look, I think the England Cricket Board are trying to create something there that obviously they're looking for something new. I just think if they followed the basic structure of all the other franchise tournaments all around the world, where you put it into a block, you get your top overseas guys there all the time, and you create that excitement. But we have got a lot of counties in this country, and obviously all the counties want their little slice of the pie. But it does, when it comes to T20, it does then slightly dilute the standard of players. In obviously all first-class players are very good cricketers, but to have, say, 10 teams linked to the cities with 2 or 3 overseas players, similar to the Big Bash and the IPL, I think we couldn't go too far wrong, really. I don't know what your thoughts are.
I'm with you. I'm a big fan of the T20 franchise system around the world.
Sorry, just to interrupt you. There was an earlier run out there. Kartik tried to push 2, but there's that man again, Rory Johnston. I don't know if you saw his bit of fielding out here. It was unbelievable. He took a catch where it was going for 6 and then threw it back into play, diving backwards on the back of 70 off 37 balls. So he's had a good day so far.
Sounds like a proper cricketer.
Yeah, 17-year-old Scottish Development International. So, we've managed to get him down to this tournament. So great exposure for him. Sorry, just going back to your points about T20.
Yeah, so I mean, ECB have obviously tried to come up with a a new way of going about it, and as I said to you before, it seems as though they might have taken a few bits and pieces from LMS and trying to incorporate in this new 100 ball format that they're trying to break through with their franchise cricket in a couple of years. But I'm a big fan of the tried and trusted format of T20.
So you've been extremely lucky, James, to go and play. And we've got a run out here, and that's the opener Meg. That was a fabulous bit of fielding from Farid in the outfield there, and taken him by Watts. I think that is exactly what Scotland needed here. You can see that all the boys who came in, they knew that was a big wicket. The game maybe just getting away from them fractionally with India ahead of the run rate, but interesting way of taking the stumps there by Watts. Just watch this back again.
Well, it doesn't matter how. He's got the wicket. He's got the wicket that Scotland needed. A nice piece of work in the outfield, and yeah, probably not the most traditional way of taking the bails off for a run out, but he got the job done.
I'm sure some of our Indian fans on Facebook Live have heard this before, but coming in at number 4 for India is Kohli, and this is his cousin Rahul. Hopefully cousin Virat is watching this somewhere, licking his wounds after the defeat of England in the Test match. Feel free to pop down, Virat. We've got a 5-over stint on commentary for you here. But yeah, you've been very lucky playing all over the world, so just to give some of the viewers an insight, where have you been, and some of the interesting leagues and places that you've been to? As another wicket falls here. Watts is really making the difference here. Watts is the franchise player for Scotland. On the back of 36 ODIs, his experience is really showing here. And the Indian batting order, Nader, has gone. And 16 off 10 balls. He really was very committed to that shot there. That is unbelievable glove work. Well done, Joe Rose there. I know that in the LMS standings, a stumping's worth a couple of points as well, so he'll be happy with that. And the rankings, that's another thing for you to learn, James. At the moment, obviously being a novice to this game, your ranking points aren't quite what they are, so you'll be taking some of the pointers off the guys, but I'm sure they'll accept your international CV as a point of reference.
Well, I think my points are very much at the bottom as far as they could possibly be down. So hopefully I'll be able to gather a few points later on this evening and get my account underway for LMS.
I've tried to ask you 3 times now where all over the world you played T20 cricket, so just before Watts runs into bowl, let's see if we can get 1 or 2 of the countries in.
Well, obviously England.
I'm not going to ask you that question again, because I think I'm going to get some derogatory comments off the Indian fans, because it seems extremely unlucky for India. As Day goes first ball, and that's 82 for 3, and we're in a real collapse here for India. They looked very, very comfortable, and almost as comfortable as that catch for Watts, but the franchise player doing his job here, and he's making a massive difference.
Yeah, huge over there, getting 3 wickets already in it, run out, and a couple of great pieces of bowling there from Watts. Outstanding work. So Scotland are right back in this game now, just what they needed. And it looks as though it could be a tricky chase now for India.
Well, this is Vahab, who got 50 yesterday. He batted extremely well, and I'll be honest with you, there was no Wasim Jaffer yesterday. India struggled, and this is a key partnership now. Obviously, they have got Jaffer to come back in, but they're going to have to get him a little bit closer to the total. I think expecting him to get another 100 runs on his own, maybe asking a little bit too much.
Yeah, they might. I mean, again, being very new to this, there's obviously only, 6 fielders, so there's plenty of gaps in the outfield. They probably just want to get themselves in for a couple of overs. They've still got plenty of time. Their run rate's still well and truly on course to get this total. So establish a bit of a partnership and then try and make hay later on in this innings.
Well, obviously they made the most of the power play the first 4 overs, which allows you to put 4 fielders either side. for those first 4 overs. You're also allowed 2 power play overs in the final 2 overs as well. So just in case you're bowling in the power play and you think that you've got that control to bowl one side. But it's absolutely brutal. A couple of the sides, it's been quite good seeing a couple of the sides attack. We've seen the odd slip. Well, put in for a couple of balls, more for show, I think, and then. But this is Asad Amir. Nice to see a bit of seam. He was very unlucky early on. He was run out without facing. He got a bit of a yes, no, sorry from Singh. And then Singh got run out as well the next ball. So those two are stewing together in the rooms. As Asad comes in again, steaming in from the City Road end here of the Boughton Hall Cricket Club. And just nudged into the gap at point there. Very good fielder, Rory Johnston. They know he is as well, and they've just laid off and took the single.
It is interesting that, we haven't actually seen, well, since I've been at the ground for an hour or so, I haven't really seen too much seam bowling. So definitely looks as though spin is the way to go today on this pitch. You might even see a couple overs of spin from me today. Well,
I'm pretty sure you're going to see a few overs of seam from the Pakistani boys because they open up with a very, very impressive left-arm seamer called Shahbaz Khan, who ran through the Indian top order yesterday with a selection of in-swingers and away swingers, and came back for a nice little second spell with a bit of reverse as well. Not like a Pakistani team to come up with a quality left-arm seamer.
Brilliant. Sounds like fun. I can't wait.
No, so obviously playing in Middlesex at the moment?
Yeah, I've been there for the last 3 or 4 seasons, moved over with my family. I've got an Irish passport, so I can play and work in the UK as a local player. So back end of my career, it was a nice opportunity to come over and play at Lords and obviously play for Middlesex as well. So we've had a disappointing year this year so far, but we're hopeful that we can rectify things in the last couple of months of the season.
It'd be remiss of me not to mention the game the other night. Obviously, Scotland are trying to defend 196 in 20 overs. It appears you boys were on the wrong end of Aaron Finch and Jason Roy.
Yeah, it was amazing. We played against Surrey at the Oval, the big London derby, packed house. We batted first, we got 220 on the board, and Jason Roy and Aaron Finch made pretty easy work of it. Surrey got their 1 down with about 4 overs to go. It was simply some of the best T20 batting I've ever witnessed, not only live but also on TV, the games that I've watched in the years gone by. So, yeah, unfortunately we were on the wrong end of a powerful batting display by those 2 players, Aaron Finch and Jason Roy.
Sometimes you get a little bit of a hunch at half-time that it's an exceptional wicket. When you've put 220 on the board, I know in some club cricket circles, if you get over 200 in T20, you can basically put your feet up, and some of the seamers think, well, I'll have a night off tonight, and some of the medium paces have a little bit of a trundle. But did you boys know that you were definitely in the battle at halfway, or did that come as a bit of a surprise how easily they chased that down?
I think with the way that they chased it down came as a surprise, but we never thought we had won the game at half-time. I think we're seeing more and more in high-level T20 cricket, and even one-day cricket now, we're seeing high scores being chased down now, so nothing's safe until that last ball is bowled.
Okay, we're going to change ends now, and Fraser Watts continues. So he's coming from the Ron Fleet end now for this second 10, as Captain Coley just punches the ball down to long off for a single. I think there's a little bit of rebuilding work to be done here for the Indian batting lineup. They've left themselves, well, just over 100, about 108 to get in these final 10 overs. Now, I don't think 10 and over in any one-day format now for a period of time is overly daunting, but what sort of things do you think they should maybe be looking at, in the next few overs to do to make sure that they're in a position at the end to have a dip at the total?
Well, exactly that, just trying to hit the gaps because of the limited amount of fielders that you have. You've got quite big gaps to hit into. We've got a fast outfield, as you mentioned, an over or 2 ago. So mainly probably just try and keep the ball on the ground for a period of time, hit the gaps hard, hopefully get 2s and 4s and slowly build that partnership. Keep the run rate within reach, because you don't want it to get up to 14s and 15s. That's when it starts to become quite difficult. So if they can keep it around 10, maybe just over for as long as they can, that keeps them more and more in the game, as long as they don't lose wickets, obviously.
At what point on a chase like that do you see the run rate being? Oh, isn't that a lovely moment there? I don't know if the camera's caught that. There's a junior game that started just this afternoon on the backfield, and their ball rolled onto our pitch there, and the pink ball rolled towards them, and we ended up with the wrong balls on the wrong pitches there, and Fraser Watts just had a game of catch with the young lad at fine leg there, trying to work out which ball it was. So I'm sure that young man will love that, because I can see all the kids playing in that game on the back pitch, obviously thoroughly enjoying their game of cricket today, but they've got half an eye on this World Series on pitch 1, and I saw them here earlier on enjoying Manpreet Singh's match-winning knock for Singapore against South Africa. So sorry to just go off on yet another tangent. You'll work this out quite quickly.
It's all good. So yeah, as long as they keep that run rate around about 10 or 11, and then if you've still got wickets in hand and there's 3 or 4 overs to go, then that's very, very attainable. So it's really important that they don't try and go too hard too early here. There's still a lot of time to bat here. There's still 9 more overs. Well,
what I'm going to do, James, I'm going to cut you off there as some of your teammates come past. It's been a pleasure speaking to you, and hopefully later in the week I'll catch you again in the box.
I'm sure we will. Thanks, Him, and I'm looking forward to getting out there and getting stuck in this evening.
Good luck, mate. So while we have a change in the box, it looks like we've got Amir Assad as I welcome Bjorn Briggs. I get this wrong every time. It's only a 5-letter word. Sorry, Bjorn.
Another long day, Lee.
Trying my best here.
Not to worry.
Well, that was a fantastic insight from James Franklin. Not that I don't enjoy Wayne Greaves' company, LMS founder, but it's always nice to just have a different voice, and an international test cricketer is always quite nice to listen to.
Always good to hear someone with his experience, his views on the game.
Singh just taps it out to backward point there for another single. So it's quite interestingly poised here. You just know that Wasim Jaffer's in the shed. That was a fantastic 50 in his LMS debut.
He can hit a ball, huh? I mean, that was amazing. I think he could be one of the ambassadors to watch in this LMS World Series.
Well, Abdul Razak hit an absolute monster 6 just onto the Filkins Road yesterday, and then Wasim Jaffer has hit it almost the identical length, playing a completely different shot. He just caressed it off the middle of the bat. Still not the biggest 6 I've seen though. That was Ziad Abbas, and that was in today's game against Wales. He hit the ball about 5 houses back here into the housing estate as the ball goes down towards Bainbridge. Picked up cleanly and into Rose.
Ziad's a good striker of the ball and certainly puts the effort in.
So Amir comes in again. He's been very economical so far. 8 runs off his 1.4 overs. Kohli just give him a bit of a fake there as he stepped outside the line and jumped back inside. But he's going to come back for another 2. Vahab gets back. He may be looking for a 3rd here, but well backed up by Rory Johnston, who's been very, very impressive so far. What did you make of his innings, Bjorn?
Oh, it was a classy knock, and I think the Scottish batting team did exceptionally well to put on 196. They're going to be happy with that. They think they can defend this total, and 3 wickets down, they'll be happy at the moment. They're happy of the 2 teams, that's for sure, I think.
Yeah, I think there was a point where the Indian team probably started to believe that they were well ahead of the game. Then obviously losing those 3 very quick wickets. Just as we look at the LMS Scotland bowling figures, Fraser Watts is bowled out at the moment, and he's 4 overs 2 for 25. That was a fantastic bit of bowling. And then yeah, none of the bowlers have really had too much tap. Asad Amir obviously just going at 5 and over, so it'd be interesting to see what happens in these final 8 overs. Did you manage to catch much of the Singapore versus South Africa game, Bjorn?
I watched the end of it. It was a really exciting game. It's really, I think, been the game of the tournament so far. It's,
definitely so. And obviously you sat here with your South Africa jersey on. I think it'd be rude of me not to maybe call in a member of the Singapore team. My good friend Kanal from yesterday. He watched his boys, obviously it's a famous victory for Singapore. And speak about my favourite player in cricket, Manpreet Singh. So I'll give you 5 overs and I'll come back to finish this game off.
Thanks, Lee. That was an amazing win for Singapore. They're going to be really happy with it. And I know one of the questions that Kunal wanted to ask the players, you know, we've come to the World Series and the next step is ICC World Cup, and with talent like Manpreet Singh, I hope that's on the cards in the near future. Kunal, what a young player, what a star.
Yeah, good evening, Bjorn. Yeah, fantastic. I mean, I'm quite impressed with him, the way he played so far in the last 2 games. Yeah.
Scored a 50 up front, then went back to the hut, put his feet up for a bit, and the wicket started to tumble. He had to be the last man stands, and he took the team home.
Yeah, of course. I mean, everyone was a bit tensed in the pavilion that time. Like, what will happen to the game? 7 balls, 22 runs required. I mean, and they had South Africans. You know, they had a good bowling attack. It's not so easy to hit. You know.
No, he made it look easy though. He got very good control of where he's going to hit the ball, and there's the wicket. And that's the end of Kohli. Didn't quite pick the gap there. Not sure that was the right shot at this stage of the game. There's still 8 overs to go. It's unfortunate for the Indian side. But yeah, back to Manpreet Singh. I think really picked the right balls to go after, and he wasn't just slogging, he was really timing the ball, and when it was there to hit, he hit it, and the others, he played it correctly on the ground and ran hard.
Yeah, of course, he's a technically sound player, and his favorite areas, especially in the covers and mid-off, which he targeted. And they bowled well actually as well. They bowled with the plan, good length ball to the off stump, but that was his favorite area, as I said. Yeah.
Does Manpreet Singh have any, where is he from originally? Where is folks from? Is he from Indian descent?
Yeah, he originated from Punjab, city of Bhatinda.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he could qualify to play for India at the next World Series, because they could certainly use a batsman like him.
Let's see.
Does that make you a bit worried? They might poach him?
Of course.
A lot of work here for the Indians against a really gutsy Scottish team.
Yeah, they are struggling at the moment.
It's a shot into the covers for 1. They're going to look for 2.
Oh, there's a misfield and a boundary.
Yep, that's gone for 4. Welcome boundary for India. Takes them to 105. I don't think there's any last man stands in Punjab at the moment, Kunal.
Yeah, there's no LMS in Punjab currently.
If there are any fans out there that'd like to see some LMS in their backyard in Punjab, India, just log on to our website, lastmanstands.com/franchise, and maybe you'll be the guy to set up the franchise in Punjab, India. A lot of regions still available in India.
Of course, there is a lot of opportunities for LMS in Punjab. A lot of cricketers are there. Even in Singapore, we have 3 players from Punjab currently.
Of course, you'd like to see India go from strength to strength so that you can hang on to the stars such as Manpreet Singh, because we definitely need a few more regions going in India, because we know they're a powerhouse cricketing nation.
Yep.
Is Manpreet Singh, is he in any academies at Singapore?
He currently just qualified a few months ago for the national team. He plays for Singapore national team as well. He's not training under any academy. He just trained with the national team.
Okay, that's fantastic for the young man. When's the national team's next tournament?
They have
Mixed up
Oh,
here.
that
It's
is-
going to be a run out.
Oh, there was a chance.
Chance of a run out
Yeah.
there. Through to the wrong end.
So for Singapore, upcoming national event will be in September, October. That is the Asia Cup qualifier to be held in Malaysia.
Malaysia, which teams are competing in that?
There will be definitely Malaysia, Singapore, and UAE as well.
Okay.
Yeah, so these are the major teams. There could be a couple of more teams coming in.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a big swing and a miss there.
$111 for 4. Lot of batting required from this point of time if they want to win the game. Almost 14 runs and over.
14 runs and over is a tough task, especially on this big field. On Oval 2 where you guys were, it's definitely doable, but here it's a lot harder.
Yeah, of course, 197 on this ground, amazing. It's a high score. On the Oval 2, I think 180, 190 is the par score, what I personally feel. On this ground, I feel if you score 160, 170 is a good total as well.
I think the outfield's so quick that you need to be scoring 175, 180 against the good batting lineup.
Yeah, of course, against the good batting lineup, there more runs are required, and I mean the outfield is quite fast. There's no rain at the moment, so quite dry, and the very small grass. They cut a lot, so the ball is traveling quite fast. Once you miss the ball, there's no opportunity. You can pick up the ball.
Obviously, cricket's a funny game, and on the smaller field, I mean, it got quite close there, just chasing the 142 to win.
Yeah. Through the covers.
That's going to be a boundary. Is he going to save it? Great fielding there.
That's a boundary.
Fantastic fielding in there in the outfield. That's Watts again in the action.
No signal from the umpire. So that means...
Let's have another look at it. Touch and go there. No replays in this LMS World Series. And that'll be a boundary.
Some electricity being used today, isn't it?
Score moves to 119. Anything can happen in cricket, but this game they need some miracle if they want to score 28 balls, 78 runs.
A lot required from the batsman. Going at 7.98, and as you say, require 12.8 and over. 98 from 38 balls. Good intent there. That'll be a boundary. That's what they need. Straight down the ground.
I think they need to do on every ball this kind of stuff. They need to really go for everything, but because not so many overs are left now. After this, only 5 overs are left.
Oh, put it down. He got a fingertip to that, I think.
But good effort by the wicket keeper.
Great effort.
We were just discussing about Punjab. It seems like there's one more Punjabi in the Scotland side.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
Singh.
it seems like the Indians and the South Africans have an expat in just about every one of the teams taking part in those tournaments. You know.
Camera is also focusing on Singh.
And which other parts of India do you think LMS would thrive in?
I think definitely like Punjab, they have so many cities like Chandigarh, the major city.
Right.
And then they have Bhatinda, Patiala.
Okay.
So there are 3 major cities.
A lot of talent out there as well.
Yeah, and then Amritsar. So 4 cities definitely can go into, and then there are so many other states. I mean, if you go to Maharashtra as well, to the west side of India.
Right.
Yeah, there are so many states like Nasik, Pune, I think they have already started.
Right, correct, yes. We've got 6 teams in the Pune League, and I think one of the players is from Pune in this Indian side. And I know Dweej, I think, is from the Mumbai side. He's on he's on strike now. No, it's Singh on strike. Oh, he's gone big. He hasn't got a hold of that. Be a difficult catch.
Oh, dropped. Difficult chance.
Difficult chance. He moved well to get under it, and then seemed to just not keep his eye on the ball.
There was a top edge. He didn't middle the ball.
We had our Indian National Championships in the city of Goa, Kunal. Have you been to the coast of Goa?
Yeah, of course. It's a wonderful holiday destination. So, oh, that's a boundary.
Great shot there.
Yeah. I've been to Goa quite a few times. I think more than 3-4 times. It's a nice city.
So that'll be the host city again for the 2019 Indian National Champs, and if your team's looking to represent LMS India, you've got to get down to the Indian National Champs and throw your hat into the ring, and a lot of these players have been selected from the National Championships.
Oh, beaten.
Well bowled there. Did you watch some of the highlights of the Indian National Champs, where it was the first time we've had a tie in the game and then a tie in the bowl?
I'm aware about that game, and that was like fantastic facility as well there. I mean, any team would love to play in Goa if you're holding any national championship in Goa, because that's good holiday destination as well.
Well bowled, tidy keeping there by Rose. And the stamps just takes off the one bail. Much like myself in my dreams. Really, really good keeping there.
Well bowled.
68 runs from 20 balls now.
It's still possible. They need some stormy batting.
They need Manpreet Singh here, Kunal. I think it all is going back to Manpreet Singh. I think if there are any Indian selectors, they might pinch him for one of the IPL teams. You think he's got a chance of that?
Yeah, of course he has a bright future. He's a young lad. I mean, 23-year-old. So he has a bright future. I mean, if he keeps performing, anything could happen. And the opportunities in IPL being created for, last time, long time ago, if you can't play under 19, that would be very difficult for the players.
That'll be wide. I agree. And at the opening night, at the dinner gala, Marcus North spoke about the difference between being professional and just the really talented players often comes down to mental strength.
Yeah, of course. That is another wide.
Not what Scotland need right now, but back to Manpreet Singh. He looks like a player who's got that mental strength to take him to the next level.
Yeah, of course, and it's not so easy, he's working. He's not just playing cricket. It's very difficult life for them, like working from morning to night, and then train couple of hours. They work like 8 a.m. till 6 p.m. Then they go for national training.
So he's an amateur cricketer at the moment. He's not paid to play cricket, which makes it that much tougher.
Yep. That's why they need to work for their living.
Great shot there. That'll be a boundary.
1 bounce, 2 bounce into the rope.
60 runs off 8. 56 from 17 now. And what work does he do?
He's into marketing for one of the construction companies in Singapore.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Well played again.
That's very good cricket. That's what India need, more of that. Doesn't need to go aerial, just picks the gap twice in a row there. That's 2 boundaries. 52 from 16.
That's the require. I mean, it's not about just winning and losing. That sport, teaches everyone like never die attitude. They're still trying hard,
It's good to see. It's that mental toughness.
Yeah.
And that grit, that will to win. That's a better delivery. Good flight. A little bit of turn there. Singh went for another big one and just lifted his head slightly.
It's not so easy to hit like spinner if they ball outside the off stump to hit against the turn in the leg side.
Needed to wait for that a bit more, maybe rock back a bit.
Yeah.
Just looking at the bowlers here. And looks like we're going to have a change of bowler.
Wasim Jaffer is still retired, but not so much of cricket left now. Only 3 overs left.
It's a pity that he hasn't had the opportunity to come in and finish off the innings like Manpreet did. But these guys are still giving it a full go here, and I'm sure we're going to see some shots in these last couple of overs.
That's fine.
Definitely a wide there.
So Wasim Jaffer arrived this morning.
Yes, Wasim Jaffer arrived, and seems like another
wide and another run. So that means 4 runs on this ball. That was the second wide.
Much needed for the Indians. Bainbridge bowling. That's going to be another boundary.
Good shot by Singh.
Just a 4.
He's going to retire soon.
On 44 from 26 deliveries. It's been a good inning so far. It's at 7 fours in that inning so far. Strike rate of 169. He's given it all for his team.
And another one into the gap.
Going to run hard. There's 2 here at least. Maybe 3 if they run a bit harder. Settle for 2.
Good throw from the deep. They really need to try harder and harder. Required run rate almost 17 plus.
Run hard there, guys. I'd like to see them run a bit harder between the wickets, because if there is a fumble, then there's an opportunity for a second run, and at this stage they need every run that they can get, so that they give themselves a chance when it comes down to the last over. 22 runs off the last over with a home run.
Yeah,
it's all doable.
Yeah, that's anything can happen in LMS, you know. So last ball 12 runs of the inning. If they hit a 6, anything can be possible.
That's well bowled there by Rob Bainbridge. Finishes with a dot. He's gone for 35 from his 3 overs now.
Come on, Scotland. Big final 2 here, come on.
What do you think? 9 ball, 28 runs, and then last ball 6.
Be good to watch. Be good to watch. I'd like to see them get a little bit closer. Give themselves 20 off the last over, and they'll give them a chance, a sniff of victory.
There could be some extra balls as well. So it shows 10 balls. Could be 12, 13 balls if they bowl some extras.
Wonder who the Scots will pick to bowl this penultimate over here. Important over for Scotland. Just they want to go for no more than 10 this over, so that they can take the pressure off of the last over.
The problem with the Indian side, if Vaibhav Singh retires, I mean new batsmen will come in. Could be difficult, you know, to straight away go for boundaries.
Well, that's one of the things I like about last man stands format, is that you've got to have real depth in your batting team. So generally in situations like this, that you will get tested out.
Yeah, of course, you know, team manager, coach or captain, they need to decide accordingly. You know, they must have one big hitter on the side and the low down the order.
Singh's just walloped that for 6, a flat bat straight over mid-on's head, and that's him retired. He's back in the hut, well batted. Singh, 7 4s and 1 6, strike rate of 182. Really batted nicely for his country there.
Kshitij Budiraja will be the new man in.
A lot of pressure on
Kshitij
to come in, as you say, and he doesn't have any sighters here. He's really got to hit the ball from
right from the first ball.
First ball bowled, he's got to go for a boundary. Doesn't need to necessarily hit it in the air, but he's got to have a good look at the field where the bowler's been bowling and see which areas he can hit it in the gap.
1 wicket from here will bring Wasim Jaffer as well. So let's see how it goes.
That's a good point there. It's like the umpires are looking at their watch here, and he's taking a bit of a time to get to the wicket. He might be timed out here unless he gets a move on. Have you watched much of the Indian side play? Do you know anything about Kshitij?
No, not really. I don't really know some guys in Indian side. I only know a couple of guys. I know Rahul Kohli.
So what's happened here is I'm just going to hand over the mic to the tournament director, Simon Mulbers.
So basically, Kshitij, he injured himself bowling in one of the first overs of the game, and he hasn't taken any part since then. He's torn his pec, so he's gone off to the doctors to get that looked at, but basically can't bat, so he's been retired out. And that's brought Wasim Jaffer back to the crease. It's a bit of an unusual one, but obviously he's got quite a serious muscle injury and can't bat. But as you see, Wasim hit his first ball for 4 there.
Interesting turn of events. Thanks, Simon. That'll make this last couple overs that much more exciting. Kunal, that changes things somewhat for Scotland and India.
Yeah, of course. I mean, it's really sad whatever happened to Kshitij. But, you know, sometimes bad thing happens for good. Oh, through the covers, top edge. Oh!
Slight misfield there, just the two. Wasim Jaffer slightly miscuing that one. He's had his feet up in the hut, watching the rest of his teammates, and Singh smash the ball around. And he knows he doesn't even have time to get his iron again, so I think he'll smash this one again. A bit cleaner if he gets hold of it.
It's not so easy for Wasim as well.
Goes to show just how difficult it is out there at the latter stages of the game. And again, I'm going to come back to Manpreet Singh, who just walked back to the crease and was carving the South African bowlers all around the park.
Yeah, of course. I mean, that's in the gap and could be 1 bounce.
2 bounces. This is going to go. Oh, fancy footwork there from the Scotsman.
I think a good decision by Wasim.
Oh, and it's all happening out there. We've got to run out. Well, Wasim Jaffer's the last man standing here. And we've still got Singh in the hut.
Yeah.
Vaibhav comes back.
Another Singh. So, will LMS Singapore versus South Africa will repeat here?
It could be. What I think the Scots have got over South Africa in their arsenal of bowlers is it's much harder to hit a slow bowler on a big field like this. Whereas the South Africans kept on bowling their pace bowlers at the end, and I think that played into the Singaporeans' hands because they played the ball.
Yeah, I mean the ground is much smaller as well, so
they just used the pace of the ball so well. Yeah, and perhaps the South Africans missed a trick there by not bowling their spinner at the end at the death.
Spinner, or could be like a medium pacer, could use their cutters or slower ones as well.
Correct, correct. And not enough of that, I don't think. I think that's something they could look at and improve in their game.
Yeah, moving forward, yeah.
Any other tips for the South Africans, Kunal?
I think these, if in their death bowling, if they can improve on this, that will be very beneficial for their team. because as a bowler, a medium pacer, if you want to bowl in the depth, you must have these three kind of deliveries: slow one, cutters, and yorkers.
Let's see if Scotland have got that. 25 runs required from just the 4 balls now, and I think India have a snip of victory. That's what we wanted to see.
Yeah, every ball 6. That's first one.
1 down, 3 to go, Kunal.
Yeah. So 3 ball 19s. So 1 more 6, that will take 13.
Vibhav now on 53 of 29.
It will still tie the game from here. I think 19. Last ball 6, 12. 12 plus 6, 18.
So we might need to see a no ball here for them to have a chance.
So they do have, now it's 2 balls left. So yeah, they can still win.
2 balls. They need to go for maximums here.
Yeah, they need 2 6s.
Is it the right man on strike?
Vaibhav Singh. He has the whole sort of pressure currently.
Let's see if he's got that mental strength to hit the 6.
He managed to score a boundary. Twist.
It's a big twist, Jack, 13 from 1 ball.
Could be a tie if there is a legal delivery. If they able to hit a 6.
Rose is calling in the troops there for a quick chat. 1 ball to go. 13 runs to win, 12 to tie. Could we have our first tie of the tournament?
Could be.
Of course, this is just one of the pool games, so there won't be an eliminator over. They'll just share the points.
4 points each?
4 points each.
The interesting thing is, I mean, I'm a bit surprised the way Wasim Jaffer played. Last time I saw him in Test cricket. I mean, now 27 ball 65.
It just goes to show how adaptable these players are at the next level and how talented they are. They really are. You always think you can go and do that when you're sitting on your armchair, but it's not that easy when you're comparing them to the amateur players. And just take nothing away from some of the amateurs. It's just a certain level of ease with which they do it, and that mental strength to come in here and not know the Indian setup and come and perform like he has. It's quite exceptional. Razak again, the same. Compton, real talent.
And they'll always have a pressure, always because when they play in amateur events, everyone expects them to perform as well.
No, exactly. And I know Neil McKenzie once said he was going to take it. He thought in his head he didn't want to, play to his best because he was playing with amateurs, and he got 2 ducks. He said, "I'm not doing that again." He's got to, when you go out there, you've got to play as hard as you can each game. And
that's the last. Top edge going high.
So close. It's a matter of inches, ladies and gentlemen. And the Scotland team are ecstatic with that win.
Oh, what a victory for Scotland. They just survive a tie. He didn't middle that ball. He just managed to hit with the toe. Otherwise,
that would have been a tie. I mean, that's how close it is. Small margins. I think hats off to the Indian side. They really battled right to the end there. At one stage, we didn't think they would get close when the wickets were tumbling, Kunal, and I think they can be proud of that innings.
Yeah, they really played well. I mean, 197 on this ground is really difficult to chase. As you mentioned, 175, 180 is the pass score. And, chasing, playing in the second inning is always difficult. Yeah.
Well, hats off to them. I think they can really be proud of them. And they're growing as the tournament goes. And certainly Wasim Jaffer's lifted their spirits from their opening games loss. So that's two out of 2 for them. But they're definitely going to be better in the 3rd game. And I think we're going to see a few wins from them as the tournament goes on.
Of course, they will. I'm pretty much confident they will bounce back because with Wasim Bhai on the side, this will boost their confidence. And this game went a bit close in comparison to their yesterday's game against Pakistan. So slowly and steadily they're improving. So hopefully we'll be able to see some wins for them.
Exactly. Thanks very much for your time, Kunal. Thanks to all our viewers out there as the team shake hands. We're going to have a short break before we start the next match. Stay tuned on facebook.com/lastmanstands.
Thanks, Piyam.
So obviously, as we're just waiting here for the test player Nick Compton to speak to some of the Scottish. I think it's Fraser Watts. We're just going to pass you across there to Nick. Just a few shots there of some of the Scottish players. They must be absolutely delighted. Complete change of emotion from yesterday after a disappointing day against England, but that'll be long forgotten after a famous victory over India. There's the groundsman Alex Kegg there working extremely hard, keeping the wicket looking as fine as ever. Personally think he needs to get his head up a bit straighter there. But hey ho. Look, it's been a fantastic day's cricket here, and we've got one more day to go. Last man stands. World Championship, World Series. And here's a summary of the game we've just watched then. LMS Scotland 196 for 5. Rory Johnston on debut 71 off 37. Fraser Watts 51 off 30. And Kazim Farid 38 off 15. Pick of the bowlers was Wasim Jaffer 1 for 28. And Dwidge 1 for 31. And we're ready to go across to Nick Compton and Fraser Watts.
Well, just when you thought it couldn't get any better, we've just seen another cracking game. Scotland overturning one of the favourites, India, and what a game it was. To my right is one of the losing players and star player Wasim Jaffer. Had a great knock there, got 50 and then retired and came back in, hit a couple of boundaries and got the game right down to the wire. That must have been quite a debut for you there. Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, very much, very much. First time I played LMS, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a fantastic game.
And how are the conditions out there?
Really good, really good. I think the top batsmen, the top two batsmen batted really well for them. I think we could have fielded a little bit better. We gave away probably good 20-25 runs easily. But other than that, I think it's a great game.
And you've been in good form this summer. You scored some runs in India and the Ranji and etc.
Yeah, really enjoying it. Yep, been playing for Vidarbha. We won the Ranji Trophy. Been here playing for World Shore Cricket Club in Greater Manchester League. So really enjoying it.
And the body's still keeping good?
Hopefully, yeah. Trying my best to stay fit and enjoy it.
Getting younger, still timing the ball beautifully, mate. Well played, hey? We go over to Fraser Watts. Great to see you, mate. Well done.
Thank you very much.
Fantastic victory for Scotland and another upset.
Yeah, it's awesome. I mean, I think as Wasim said, it's just a great game. You know, obviously we went in to play our best and we came out with a victory, but I think the biggest thing was the quality of the game. Such a great atmosphere, two teams played really, really well, and we just snuck it, which was brilliant. So
you had a bit of a heart and mouth moment down on the boundary there where you sort of couldn't pull it in, and it sort of all seemed like it was going Scotland's way, and then the last minute he almost hit a six.
I was panicking there, I have to say. The second last ball, I should have really pulled that back in and made it impossible for India to win, but kept it tight, kept it interesting, and kept the crowds excited. That was my plan anyway.
Oh, well done, mate. Well done, Scotland. Another upset in this competition. It gets more exciting by the game. Over to you.